was your weekend? What did you do? Did you take down the Halloween decorations, put up the Christmas decorations? I feel like some people are just forgetting about Thanksgiving this year. To each their own, right? If you're a holiday fanatic, I get it. I get it. And I've heard that putting up your Christmas decorations early actually puts you in a really good mood, so. Okay, tomorrow, Election Day, November 6th. Lot of campaigning by both Republicans and Democrats. Let's get the latest on this midterm election, and then we'll get you caught up with some of the other day's top headlines as well.
2 parties, dozens of stops. Yet none of these men are on the ballot. But they're working hard for their party's power in the House, Senate, and governor's mansions.
It'll decide whether we build on the extraordinary prosperity that we've achieved for our nation, or whether we let the radical Democrats take control of Congress.
When you vote, you can be a check on bad behavior. When you vote, you can choose hope over fear.
Breaking it down, Democrats need 23 seats to gain a majority in the House. History is on the Democrats' side. The president's party has lost on average 25 seats in midterm elections since World War II. Republicans also have 42 open seats without an incumbent due to retirements or candidates running for another office.
We're fighting everywhere, and we've spread Republicans thin and put them on defense.
The Senate, however, leans toward Republicans. The GOP is defending 9 seats compared to 26 for Democrats. In addition, Democrats have 10 seats in states President Trump won in 2016.
If people are voting on policy and things like the economy, I think we're in a really great position moving forward.
All right, everybody, we just had a viewer ask exactly which direction this camera is facing. It is on South Mountain, which means it's facing north. Downtown Phoenix is north of South Mountain. Okay, this next top story I have for you is about a mom shooting a home invader. Let's get the latest.
Norfolk Circle in Anderson County is usually a quiet place, but not early this morning when Ashley Jones heard people outside her home, followed by banging on her front door. You can see him in this home security video. She called 911 and
I went to the side of my bed and I grabbed our gun.
Before this mother of 3 girls knew it, a man was forcing his way inside.
Banging again, bang, bang, bang. So then he kicks the door in. As soon as he kicks the door in and tries to take a step in my house, that's when I shot him, and he ran off. Something just came over me, and like I got calm, like my heart slowed down, and I got calm, and I just got focused.
Deputies were on scene right away, arresting him and a woman outside. This mother says the incident has left her kids scared, but she's thankful she had protection.
Because if I didn't have any kind of weapons, I don't know what I would have did. I mean, that guy was kind of big, so I wouldn't have been able to fight him off. I've never thought I would have to shoot that gun, ever.
Wow, interesting story there. All right. Again, my name is Pilar Arias. If you're a new viewer, welcome. We're happy to have you. Let's see those hands up emojis if you are. Cracks me up how every time I ask that question, there's some viewers who are here every single day that still put those hands up emojis. But when you like to respond in the chat and fuel the conversation, why not? Okay, this next top story I have for you, it is about a mom who let her 6-year-old son not only trick or treat by himself, but we're hearing this boy went a mile away from home.
It's dark and our neighborhoods aren't super lit. There's not tons of street lights. So a lot of bad things could have happened.
Maitland police charging 38-year-old Jessica King with child neglect. They say she let her 6-year-old son go trick-or-treating all by himself. This woman's family finding the boy around 8:30 Halloween night.
My oldest son just noticed that there was a little boy who seemed to not really be a part of anything. He said that mom needed rest and that she told him to be home at 8 o'clock.
Alarmed, this mom telling the little boy to join her family.
He kept saying he was thirsty. He kept asking to go back by the house that gave him water earlier in the evening, and he knew where that house was.
The 6-year-old didn't know his mom's number, just their address.
So we were very thankful for that because it helped us get him home, and we walked him about 30 to 45 minutes home. back to his very dark house.
Her husband knocking on the door for 5 solid minutes.
Nobody answered, and we were ringing the doorbell like over and over and over again.
Then finally,
she opened the door, not even like a full open, just like a little bit, and she just kind of said thanks and waved her hand, and then she told the little kid to go to bed.
She didn't seem concerned or embarrassed?
Nope, not at all. She was just like, okay, I get that it's wrong.
Disturbed by King's response, the Good Samaritans calling 911. Police also taking issue with a 6-year-old alone in the dark trick-or-treating more than a mile from home. The officer arresting King on the spot.
So sad. I feel like even if you're sick as a mom, I'm a mom, you know, you just kind of sometimes take an ibuprofen and make the most of it for a couple of houses.
All right. Getting some interesting viewer comments on that story. Next top story I have for you. I talked about it with Mike right now on the end of News Now on Fox 10 Extra. Everybody's caught on cam doing all sorts of things, but this story is about a California music teacher caught on camera fighting with a student. Some people might find this disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised.
The video shows the moment. A music teacher at Maywood Academy High School swings and punches a student. The two dance across the classroom, trading blows, before the teacher grabs the young man, striking him several times with a cell phone as students try to break it up. Students say the teacher had dismissed the boy from class for not wearing the proper uniform, but the student returned, cursing and yelling racial slurs repeatedly before throwing a basketball at the teacher, who initially walked away before he snapped.
The kids are young teenagers, and they probably open their mouth a little too much and say stuff that they shouldn't. But then also as a teacher and adult, we need to be more patient with the kids.
Parents of former Maywood High students want the teacher fired. You think he should lose his job?
Yes.
Do you think
I think he should go to jail. Sorry, but I mean, he's an adult. He shouldn't be putting hands on a minor like that.
They say this isn't the first time and gave us this exclusive video showing another violent altercation involving the same teacher last year. Police arrested the teacher and say a thorough investigation is underway.
The case has now been turned over to our Special Victims Bureau, which will handle it from here on out.
But parents are worried about the outcome.
Is a teacher going to get to the point where he kills someone so they could actually do something? Because it's pretty violent now. So what is the next step?
Oh, I know that top story is fueling our YouTube chat right now. I told you all, some might find that video to be disturbing. All right, well, I just asked Mike this very same question. If you're on a flight and you have a medical emergency, who do you want around? A doctor, right? This next story is about one who says she had a hard time proving that she was in medicine and capable of helping a passenger on a flight. Let's get the details.
These days, whenever Dr. Fatima Cody Stanford travels, and that's often, she always carries this. Dr. Stanford's license to practice medicine came in handy aboard a Delta Airlines flight Tuesday night when the passenger next to her fell ill.
Lots of shaking, hyperventilation.
Without being asked, Dr. Stanford presented her license to a flight attendant.
She looked at it and walked down to the back of the plane. And then the second flight attendant approached me and said, well, can I see your license again? I was like, absolutely.
A few minutes later, the second flight attendant asked for a clarification as Stanford worked to calm the panic-stricken passenger down.
I just talked with the first flight attendant. She said, you're not really a doctor, you're just a head doctor. I said, excuse me? What do you mean by that? Oh, so you're not really an MD, are you?
This is, Stanford says, after presenting her license to the flight attendants twice. Oddly enough, Dr. Stanford attended a medical conference a couple of weeks ago on medical bias, at which she interviewed another doctor who had a similar experience aboard another Delta flight. In that incident, a licensed doctor, also a black woman, charged that flight attendants turned away her offer to help a sick passenger in favor of a white male doctor.
At that time, she did not actually have her credentials on her, and that's when I began to really make sure that I was always equipped with my license.
And yet that prior incident prompted Delta to no longer require flight attendants to ask for medical credentials for offers of medical assistance.
It was quite disconcerting that here I was trying to help a fellow passenger who happened to be seated directly next to me, and my value and worth in that situation was questioned.
Jim Morelli, Boston 25 News.
All right, one more top story for you all. This one's local, our very own Ty Brennan. And I've already seen this story, and it's one of those feel-good Monday type stories. Good way to start the week. And I figured it's a great way to wrap up this top story segment. It is about a gym just for Parkinson's patients. Let's get the latest.
It may look like it, but this is no ordinary gym. This is Banner Neuro Wellness in Gilbert.
That allows people with Parkinson's to exercise specifically for Parkinson's muscles that you lose.
Debbie Smith has been coming here since her diagnosis 5 years ago. She first realized a problem when she sat down to play the piano.
My left hand wouldn't play right, wouldn't move.
The doctor's diagnosis took her by surprise.
He looked at my husband and I and he said, "You have Parkinson's disease." I had just turned 52 years old.
But she's found support and camaraderie.
1, 2, 3, moves!
From those going through the same thing here at Banner Neuro.
Everybody that comes through these doors has their own struggle, but we're here for you, we're here for them, and anything that they need, we're willing to help any way we can.
Smith helped start the annual Shake, Rattle, and Roll fundraiser. This weekend was the 5th annual. So far, the fundraiser has brought in more than $130,000 to go towards Parkinson's research.
Having this event helps people with Parkinson's have hope again. We become part of society. We become a part of the community. And
Ty Brennan, Fox 10 News.
All right, we are now live in New York City, where they are getting ready for a very, very big day tomorrow, midterm election day. You're watching News Now, part of Fox10Phoenix.com. If anything breaks, we'll have you covered.